Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today I'm going to be having a friend on that I've known for several years now from the Bay Area. Her name is Anna Rubchinskaya. She's a very awesome chick. I've known her for a long time. She's very funny, has a great personality, and we haven't talked much in the last couple of years. She lives in Texas, and I didn't get to see her very much before I moved to the Bay Area. I mean, before I moved to Redding from the Bay Area. I did get to see her at least once or twice before I moved, though, but I haven't seen her much in the last few years. And we're going to talk today just about random stuff and having chats. She's very supportive of my comedy career, which is great. And I thought it would be only natural for her to be a guest on the show. So yeah, here's my interview with Anna Rubchinskaya. Hey Anna, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Your timing is impeccable.
I'm good about that. I live and die by my calendar, so if you ever schedule stuff, then I'm totally going to be on time.
Yeah. So how you doing?
I am doing so well. It is a beautiful 97 degrees in Austin, Texas, and I took the day off. I'm hanging out by my pool. It's a lovely day.
Yep, it's a beautiful 90 degrees here in Redding, California.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot that you fucking moved to Redding.
Yeah. I moved here over a year ago. I just fucking hate it. But I got, a little bit more commitment time before my mom retires. Just a little under a year and stuff.
Well, I'm glad that neither of us live in the Bay Area anymore, because that place fucking sucks.
Oh, God, it got so fucking bad about 8 years ago, and it just got progressively worse. By the time I got out of the hospital, it became unrecognizable.
The amount of, just douche-tacular people there, I can't deal with it.
Yeah. You and I, we've known each other for 7 years, and we met at what used to be called Murph's Broadway Cocktail Lounge in Redwood City.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
Back when I used to be a bartender.
Mm-hmm.
Back when the bar was not owned by a pedophile.
Yep. Oh, God.
Oh, the good old days.
We became fast friends because we're both quirky and different and open-minded, and you've always been...
You like to sing?
Yep, like to sing. And you've always been supportive of my stand-up comedy.
Because you're hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
Legit hilarious.
Thank you. Not many people think so, but thank you.
Fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them. Fuck them in the asshole with a rubber dick.
I mean, if I was going to fuck somebody, that's how I'd have to do it, so...
Well, the same sex you would have to.
Yeah.
But how's Texas?
Texas is really great. The people are super friendly. There's lots of bars and restaurants, and karaoke, and fun stuff to do outside. So, tomorrow, me and my boyfriend and some friends are running the Fit Foodie 5K. So it's a 5K run.
Yeah.
And there's, breaks along the way for, food, and then there's a beer garden at the end. So you, get all sweaty and work out, and then get shit-faced, which is the perfect euphemism for Austin.
Nice. So you're in Austin.
I am. It's and people say that Austin's the little mini California of Texas. It's very liberal. People are friendly. It's diverse. The food's good. But, houses are actually affordable, and not everybody's a douchebag. So,
Nice. Yeah, I interviewed this one actor last week who shot a film in Houston back in the 80s, and he said it was such a nice little town.
Not anymore.
Oh, really?
Houston's crazy. It's one of the biggest cities in the country. It has some of the gnarliest traffic I've ever seen. But it's also really, really diverse, so it's cool. You can get really good Chinese food and then really good soul food, and yeah, it's a good time. But it's really fucking humid. You have pit sweat 9 months out of the year.
Wow. Yeah. I guess Houston is the Bay Area of Texas. It used to be great. Now it's not anymore.
I think it's actually still pretty great. You just have to know where to go. It's very, very big. You know, I mean, San Francisco is only like 14 square miles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like 100 square miles. It takes over an hour to get from one side of Houston to the other side of Houston.
Right. Yeah, oh my God. This fucking, I've made some trips down to the Bay Area this year, and oh my God, there's fucking construction everywhere. It's insane.
Yep. So I was just there Memorial Day weekend, and like I had a nice time. It's a nice place to visit now, but I could never go and live there again. Everybody is just so fucking stuck up. Everything is so expensive. I can never justify it.
Yeah, I just want to live in LA because of my career and stuff. That's what I'm working on, you know.
Yep.
And
you have to go.
Yeah, and fucking
Or New York.
New York. I have a friend who moved down there a couple of years ago. He liked it for the first year, and now he's trying to get back to the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to visit New York because I do have some friends out there, but I wouldn't want to live out there. And the comedy.
So I've never actually been to New York except for the airports, and if the airports are any sign of what it's like to live there, like I'm good.
Yeah, and the comedy scene out there sets a very high standard for you, and fucking it's so hard to get into the cellar over there, and there's so many open mics there that like they expect you to hit every single one of them in one night. It's just insane, you know.
Yeah, that's you don't want that kind of life. You know, another place where a lot of like the kids I did theater with have moved to is actually Chicago. Like Second City is out there. One of my girlfriends is in Second City now. There's a lot of cool stuff in Chicago too. And Chicago is affordable, and the people are nice. It's still kind of like the Midwest, so I might want to consider that too.
Oh, I'd consider visiting for sure. I've always I've always been curious about Chicago, and they have Second City also in LA too.
Yeah, Chicago's pretty great though. Like the food's real good. People are like friendly. Still like got like cool, diverse vibes. So definitely go visit.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. I just can't believe like it's just how the Bay Area has just shifted in such a short time, you know?
Yep. And why do you think that is?
Silicon Valley tech dicks.
Oh, I don't know. I'm a tech dick, right? And I don't think we're all that bad. Like, I think it's a combination of tech dicks and old-timey Bay Area people that just don't want anything to change. So, like, one of the reasons that housing is so expensive is, like, cities like Palo Alto don't want to let you build anything that is over 2 stories tall because it's like it's going to obstruct their skyline, and the skyline's going to be different than it was 30 years ago. Well, it's like, of course it's going to fucking be different. There's millions more people there. You have to house those people, and people just don't give a fuck about any of that. So
no,
it's a combination of things.
Yeah, and you know, I was talking to this one friend of mine she's originally from LA, and she wants to get a home out there because she lives in Santa Cruz. She told me certain parts of LA, their cost of living is going down a bit because they know so many people are leaving the Bay Area for their high rent that, you know, they want to, like, you know, get people to move to LA.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a big fan of LA, honestly. It's all, like, fake tits and people that are supposedly in the industry, but
yeah,
I understand that, like, for you, that's the dream. That's where you got to be.
Well, speaking of the fake people that are supposedly in the industry, thank God for the internet, because if there was no internet right now, you would be suckered by every one of those people.
Yep.
All you have to do is check out their website or their YouTube and see how many followers they have and see how legit they are. That's all you got to do. You know?
That's true. It makes it a lot easier. I mean, YouTube is... Oh, speaking of, did you hear that Instagram is now going after YouTube with their new long-form video format?
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, so I just updated my Insta app, and now you can do videos on Instagram up to 10 minutes long, And if you're like an influencer or you pay more money, you can even do longer than that. I think they're going to do like up to an hour on Instagram. So definitely something to jump on.
Nice. Have you done any theater recently?
No, man, I'm a boring tech dick now. All I do is work. Been traveling now, like for fun and stuff. I did a commentary to a web series that I shot like 8 years ago. Mm-hmm. That's really the most kind of creative thing I've done in a while. So this is fun. This is a good time.
Yeah, I remember you telling me you went to Kenyatta, right?
Foothill.
Or Foothill, that's right. It was one. I knew it was one of the two.
Yep.
You took their theater program and it was really good.
Yeah, their conservatory is amazing. Unfortunately, because the Bay Area sucks so much dick now, they've actually changed it. So you don't have to audition anymore. They had to open the program up to anybody that wanted to take a class, rather than it being this very tight-knit program of people with actual, talent and skill and dedication. Now it's just anybody that just happens to want to take one of the classes. So it makes it kind of less relevant than it was when I attended back in, 2010.
Yeah, that would be good for somebody like me, because I hate auditioning, I'll tell you.
Yeah, you gotta learn how to audition. I mean, auditioning is just open mic. It's different, but it's the same.
Yeah. And plus, the key is to be nice, be real, and show them that you can work with that. They can work with you, Yep.
Yeah. Being easy to work with is one of the most important things about being successful in the industry. Because there are a million beautiful girls, there are a million funny people. If you're a dick, if you're hard to work with, you're never going to get work.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much the case with most things, though, right? If you're difficult to work with in any industry, you're not going to get very far.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, though, they don't fucking tell you that for really anything else other than show business. It's like, why not just, be nice in any profession you're working in,
Yeah, those are like the dirty little secrets of anything, though, is that if you're easy to work with and if you're well-liked, you can get away with a lot more bullshit. Like, I had to fire somebody about a month ago that I work with, and it was not a difficult thing to do because nobody liked him, so nobody fought for him.
Mm-hmm. Fuck, yeah.
Because if he had been really well-liked, firing him would have been much more difficult.
Yeah. Oh, my God, I'm so glad I'm on disability that I don't work fucking stupid, meaningless jobs anymore. Because, oh, my God, I hated working a real job, I'll tell you.
As someone that works a real job, it can be kind of a grind, but I think that I'm one of the lucky few that actually really loves what they get to do and works with really great people for the most part.
Yeah.
But I did have to take a day off today just so I could get some laundry done because I'm never home, so.
Wow, I feel so special right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, like I said, thank you for having me. This is a lot of fun, and it's nice to do something different. It's nice to catch up, too. I mean, we haven't chatted in a while. I think the last time we hung out was actually one of the times that I was in the Bay Area, and you were doing that stand-up at that coffee shop.
Yes, and actually they just closed down about 2 months ago.
Oh, that's cute. That's another thing about the Bay Area, man. Like, small, little, family-owned businesses like that can't even compete, and it sucks. Now all you're left with is, Starbucks and, all these corporate giants that don't do cool open mic nights and don't do stand-up. And what a waste.
Well, how I found out that it closed down, me and the owner, Chris, we were in talks about me hosting a once-a-month all-female comedy showcase because I went to her and I said, I've tried talking to all the venues in Redwood City and just anywhere in the Bay Area about having a all-female comedy showcase because, we're in the middle of the Me Too movement, and I think it's a really good...
There's a lot of good Me Too jokes out there.
Yeah, and I think it's a really good idea. I think there needs to be more all-female showcases, and we were about ready to do it, and then the following week, she found out that the landlord or whoever she was co-owning the place with was like, I'm selling this place, it's closing down in 30 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking rough, man. Oh, speaking of Me Too, there's a strip club here in Austin that has the funniest sign. So we were going to breakfast one morning and we drove by this strip club and they had, those marquee signs up front where they like make little funny signs or whatever. Yeah. And so they had written on it, "Come celebrate Me Tuesday here." I thought it was really fucking clever.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. But I'm not going to give up though. I'm gonna check in to see if I can host an all-female comedian showcase over there, because over here I can't get nothing. It's all fucking conservative Bible Belt bullshit over here.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, but I'll eventually do it though. So do you like horror movies?
I do not. No, I don't watch anything scary. I'm just the biggest panty waste when it comes to things like that. I'm so scared of scary things.
How about sci-fi?
I like sci-fi. Yeah, definitely sci-fi.
What are your favorite sci-fi movies?
Ooh, I mean, it's funny. This is actually kind of a scary movie. I think it's really scary and it's really old.
Yeah.
But have you seen Cube?
Cube, I've heard of it.
It's like 20 years old. It's basically a bunch of people wake up in a mechanical cube. And I'm not going to give out like too much more than that. And then like the cube kind of like moves and has booby traps and stuff. But it's fucking terrifying because it comes back to what I think the scariest thing about life is, and that's just other people. Like the monsters aren't what's scary, the people are. And it really harkens back to that and has like a really interesting kind of like sci-fi premise.
Yeah.
The most recent sci-fi movie that I saw was Upgrade. Did you see that?
I heard about it.
Yeah, it stars that guy that looks exactly like Tom Hardy but isn't Tom Hardy. To the point where you think he's Tom Hardy. I guess he actually played him or he played his twin brother in like another movie that they did together.
Yeah.
And it was a really interesting sci-fi movie. You could tell that it was like written in part by people that like horror, so it had some of those kind of shitty horror movie tropes. Sci-fi aspect of it was really, really interesting. It was all about AI and our relationship with AI, so definitely recommend that you go see that.
Nice. Yeah, I like Blade Runner. That's one of my favorite. That's probably my favorite sci-fi movie of all time.
I still need to see that, the old one and the new one. I'm terrible. The boyfriend has both of them. He owns them, and I still haven't sat down and committed 6 hours to watching them. But it's definitely going to come.
Oh, check it out. Yeah, it's a great movie, and also I like Alien and Aliens. The first two of those.
See, those are starting to get into the horror genre a little too much for my panty ass.
Yeah, a little bit.
Little too much.
And of course, the original Star Wars trilogy I love.
Also a big fan of those. Pretty excited. Did you see Solo, by the way? I haven't seen Solo. I heard very mixed reviews.
No, after I saw The Force Awakens, I could predict what direction it was going to. I was like, fuck this.
So did you quit Star Wars? Because I know a lot of people that after The Force Awakens were just like, we're done here.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just one of the minority. I like The Force Awakens. I legitimately did. I thought it was a cool ending. I like that Laura Dern did what she did. I think that was really interesting.
I mean, there was parts of it I liked. I mean, I love the fact that when Han Solo came back with Chewbacca, just like in the original trilogy, he owes money and he's in trouble, and I laughed my ass off at that.
Yeah, I don't like the whole Luke thing. I don't like what they're doing with Luke. I think he's gotten weak and old and flabby, and I don't buy him as this Jedi Master guy.
Yeah.
He needs to do some sit-ups and stop eating so much bread. I just don't buy it anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, and plus, I loved Carrie Fisher, and she's gone now, and just, I couldn't bring myself to seeing the other two because of her. And
I I agree, man. I mean, she really made that franchise, especially as a woman. Like, it was so disheartening to see her, not be there. And then they did like weird CGI of her, and then you're happy that it's there, but then you're like, wait, this is so creepy and sad. I know.
Yeah, I've interviewed many of Carrie Fisher's friends on the show, and they all tell me what a nice lady she was, even though she was very much broken, coming from a Hollywood family and everything. She was a very nice lady.
That's what I've heard as well, is that she was really, really wonderful and very broken. And I think that happens very often, right, is that people that are so talented and come from these long Hollywood lines are very broken, right? Like Drew Barrymore went through kind of very similar things. A lot of celebrities do. And we just kind of watch it from the outside. We don't really know what those lives are like. We just see like the glamour of it rather than seeing the pain that's involved.
Well, Drew Barrymore is a very special case because she, she got all fucked up in her teens, and she was smart enough to know to get out of it quickly before it took over her life, and then she made a huge comeback at 20 years old. That was just amazing.
I don't know how much smart has to do with it. I mean, obviously smart helps, right?
Right.
It's easier if you're smarter, but I think a lot of times, and we've seen that so much this year with other celebrities, your demons just catch up. You run and you run and you run, and they're never really all that far behind you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then after she married Tom Green, fucking...
Oh, God, that shit show.
Yeah, like what the fuck happened to her career after she married him,
What the fuck happened to him, dude? I still remember something about balls and Freddie got fingered or whatever. Like, I am so glad that guy is not around anymore. He was not talented, not funny. He was just fucking annoying.
I thought he was funny. I liked that movie, Freddie Got Fingered.
I was not a fan. I don't know. I get being bombastic for the sake of being bombastic, but you have to have something to back it up, and I don't think he did.
Yeah, well, what I think happened, I mean, I have seen him around do podcast interviews lately and stuff, right? And he makes his own independent films and stuff. What I think happened with his career overall was political correctness getting in the way.
You think? I don't know, man. I think that he was a little bit before the political correctness as we know it now really took hold.
Well, yeah, but it was just in the early stages, and I think that kind of changed him a little bit, and his career just ended as a result of it. I can't really, think otherwise, but I'm just guessing that it was political correctness that killed his career.
I think this is going to have to be an agree to disagree moment. I think that there's a lot of comedians, like modern comedians now, that are kind of getting caught up in like the Me Too movement and political correctness, and their careers are obviously not doing super well. Like Louis C.K., Aziz Ansari, those guys. Mm-hmm. And I think that they're kind of getting thrown under the bus a little bit more than they should. I don't know that Tom Green was part of that.
Yeah. Anything's possible. Anything's possible, though.
Yeah.
Do you have any good sex stories?
I don't know if I want to talk about that on a podcast. And doing just fine, though. Let's just leave it at that.
Well, I haven't been laid in 3 years since my accident.
Oh, I think it's time, Tommy. I think it's time.
I think it's time, too. Just over here, there's this, like, I don't know, there's so many millennial girls living in my apartment complex, and they are just fucking prudes, I'll tell you.
I believe that. I think, and that's part of like the weird postmodern feminist Me Too movement.
Yeah.
Where feminism used to be about empowerment and about, what it's really like to be a woman, and now it's about hating men and hating sex and, not taking responsibility for your own actions. Like, and I'm going to keep coming back to this, like, Aziz Ansari thing, for example. Like, some girl sucked his dick and didn't like doing it, but did it and said yes to it, and then somehow that's his fault. I mean, at this point, like, where is that line? Where is the line where you go from being I'm a strong, independent woman to being a stupid
fucking Aziz, his name was.
Yes.
That was a comedian, yeah.
Yep. And Louis C.K. kind of had the same thing happen, right? Where apparently for a long time he had, people that he worked with, he would ask them if he could jack off in front of them. And they would say yes. And then somehow that doesn't count as consent. Somehow that is his fault. Well, what more is a man supposed to do, right? If you ask somebody, hey, can I take my dick out in front of you? And they agree, that's literally consent.
Yeah. I know, I've certainly done that,
I mean, I've certainly said yes, right?
Did I jack off in front of you? I don't remember.
No, because you never asked, and I didn't say yes. So there's our good friendship that doesn't go past weirdness because you never asked. I never said yes. There's no Me Too happening.
Okay, so I didn't remember. There were several girls in the Redwood City bar scene that I did, though.
Yeah, you know what? I have no doubt at all.
Yeah, there was a lot of female comedians who came forward and said that they didn't mind him jacking off in front of them because they know he's a nice guy with a few quirks, right? But my only question is, if he's such a nice guy, why didn't he offer them popcorn? Or
why didn't he offer to also finger bang them a little bit? You too.
Finger bang them.
If you're gonna get off, you should at least make sure that the person watching is also gonna get off.
Oh, absolutely.
Here's your free magic wand that comes along with this watching a jerk-off session.
Yeah. Oh my God, finger banging is like my specialty in foreplay. Do you remember how big my hands are?
You are a very large man.
Yes. And I have the kung fu grip and a semi-automatic stroke, I'll tell you. And yeah, it's been a long fucking time, and I won't say that I'm pursuing it, because when you pursue it, it won't happen, But
yeah, I think you just have to be the best version of yourself, and you have to go out, you have to meet people. But as long as you just love you and be the best you can be, somebody's gonna want to hook up. People naturally want to hook up with people. That's what we're biologically programmed to do.
Absolutely. I'll tell you, about a month after I got out of the hospital, this one girlfriend of mine came to visit me, and she was drunk. She took an Uber to the place I was staying at, right? And we were just hanging out in my bedroom and stuff. I was still pretty fragile, pretty thin, and I had that biliary tube in me and everything. I mean, I was still pretty much a mess, and I still had the anesthesia and all the medicine that I'd been taking for months in me and stuff, And there was a point where we started making out, right?
Uh-huh.
And that led to a blowjob. Now, the only thing, she didn't complain about it, but the only thing that would have been perfect for that blowjob is if I had showered, and I hadn't showered because of my wounds and everything for 6 months.
Oh, dude, that's bad.
Yeah.
Ew.
That was the only thing that didn't make it perfect. Otherwise,
that's a good sport, man.
Yeah. Well, I don't even, to be honest with you, she was so drunk, I don't even think she noticed. To be honest with you.
Even classy, Redwood City. What?
Yeah. And just, I'm sure I tasted salty and everything, overall. Just
like you said, I don't even know if she even noticed.
Yeah. Just.
So, listen, Tommy, it looks like we are coming up on time a little bit. How do you usually wrap these things up?
Wait, I'm sorry, what was the question?
Sorry, so it's almost 2:30. I gotta do some more work on my day off. So we sing a little goodbye song? Do we tell jokes?
Okay, we can tell jokes. Do you have anyone?
Okay, let me think. Yes. So I actually do have a joke. And this joke is translated from Russian, so bear with me. It's a little weird.
Okay.
Right. Basically, this family decides that they are going to get a parrot. And so they go to the pet store. Mom, dad, daughter, they all go to the pet store together. And they're like, hey, we're here to get a parrot. And the guy at the pet store is like, well, we only have one parrot left. I don't know if you want this parrot. He used to live in a whorehouse. And the family's like, we're really very committed to getting a parrot. So they decide to take this parrot. They bring it home with them. They put it in this little, cage and put it up in the room. So the next day, the daughter goes up to see the parrot. She's, about 14 or 15. And as soon as the parrot sees her, he goes, see, we've got new girls. She storms out of there. She's really, really upset about this. I'm never fucking touching that parrot ever again. So the next day, it's time to feed the parrot again. So the mom decides to go up and give it a try to feed this parrot. So she, goes up there, she's got a little food with her or whatever, and the parrot, first thing he does when he sees her, see, we've got a new madam. And the mom just gets super angry, storms out of there, never talking to that fucking parrot ever again. Next day, again, time to feed the parrot. So dad goes up there, little bowl of food, he's going to feed the parrot. The parrot sees him and goes, hey, Bob.
Oh, my God. That's brilliant.
Thank you, and that is quintessential Russian humor.
Brilliant. Oh, my God. Okay, so...
Thank you so much for having me on. It's been so much fun.
Oh, let me tell you one joke, and then we'll go.
Let's do this.
Okay, a Catholic schoolboy goes into a confession booth and says, Father, I'm so embarrassed to have to tell you this, but I masturbate 5 times a day, and I'm so ashamed because it goes against everything I've learned in Sunday school. And the priest says, you are forgiven, my son. Please recite 5 Hail Marys and put some ice on that arm.
I don't think Catholic jokes are ever going to get old.
No.
That didn't strike the way I thought it would either. I thought it was going to be something about the priest, but...
Yeah. Anna, thank you so much. This was fun. Let's do it again.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tommy. It's been great to catch up, and keep in touch. We'll talk soon.
Yep. Talk soon. Have a great day.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Well, there you have it. Anna Rubchinskaya. Ain't she a sweetheart? Thank you so much, Anna. I just love talking to you and making you laugh. You make me laugh. We have such great chemistry as friends. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Add me as a friend on Facebook. Join my Tommy Kovac comedian page on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that fun stuff. Well, that's all the time we have this week on Splat from the Past. Until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past because the present sucks. Later, dudes.